Ladies and gentlemen, it is I, James Baker, and joining me today is the James Baker to my James Baker and runner-up in Time Magazine's Person of the Year 2006 and support for some team, apparently Dignitas. It's James Baker, otherwise known as Bakery.
Runner-up and winner, actually.
Oh yeah, I guess you were. I guess you were. We're gonna be picky. Oh, I saw it on Reddit recently. Just like, what has anyone put that on their CV? Because I guess you could.
Oh, I want to do that.
Yeah, it's a good idea. So for those who haven't seen the show, this is head-to-head. This is where I grab players and sometimes casters maybe from the new HGC League and maybe the Open League as well once we get players into that and teams start doing well in it. And I interview them very casually, there's no script, no anything. And for once, I have been let to drive the bus. Because Bakery has a plan.
Not sure it's the best idea on my part to let you drive, but...
No, it's definitely not, because the conversation we had yesterday was, oh yes, I actually get to play Cho. By the way, I hope you like ruthless aggression.
Well, I think you said ruthless instead of aggression, and I was like, what?
I think it was ruthless over aggression is what I ended up saying.
Oh, that might have been it, yeah.
Yeah, for now though, we do play it safe. So this is an interview other than a friendly chat as we usually end up having when we play this silly stuff. As I've had you on my show before a couple times, and you do a lot of content for yourself. I believe you currently have a show As Fast as Possible, which episodes pop up of it now and again.
Yeah, that is correct. As Fast as Possible is my take on trying to educate the community.
I like the fact you had to say trying there.
The basic premise is it's like as complex stuff as I can make it, or at least that was the basic premise.
Yep.
And I would try my hardest to explain it as fast as possible. So I'm targeting, very short videos. Oh god, yeah, you went in.
Yeah, what are the globes?
Targeting very short videos, obviously. Trying to literally break it down to the bare minimum. So one on Kerrigan combo, for example, I was actually inspired. A fairly long time ago, I actually I searched on YouTube Kerrigan combo, because people in my games could not do Kerrigan combo for some reason.
Yeah. It is just such a strange thing where it just comes naturally to some people, but not to others.
Well, I think honestly, it's just the burden of knowledge is pretty big on it. A lot of people don't realize that she even has a combo, I think.
Yeah, potentially.
So, yeah, that's one of the things I was trying to solve. And I searched up, Kerrigan combo, and the shortest video that I found was 15 minutes long. And I was thinking to myself, why is this 15 minutes?
Yeah, for press W, press E. Why does that need 15 minutes?
Because for me, okay, if I was to have a look up and I was like, oh, how do I do Kerrigan combo? If I YouTubed it and the first every video I find is 15 minutes, I'm gonna go, actually, never mind. I didn't care that much. So yeah, so that was actually that was the inspiration for the show pretty much. Is I needed to try and find a fast way to explain all these things so that people can actually learn how to do it. We won the race, by the way.
Somehow, let's save Diablo too. Never mind, he's dead. Gonna steal the globes and run away.
Good call. Good call.
Excuse me? It's aggression. Oh my god, they are actually just going all the way in.
They're still going.
They're still going. We're out. We're out though. It's all good.
Alright, nice. Let's back from that one.
Okay. Yeah. Got rollback ready. All good.
Okay, so I started making the show, and I've got some big plans for it. Next year, hopefully, once HTC starts and once I have a pretty consistent schedule, then hopefully it's gonna grow to become one of the biggest shows in Heroes of the Storm, not just for esports as well. So I'm really looking forward to that.
Well, hopefully, good luck with that. As a fellow attempted educator, I also do have to say attempted. As a fellow attempted educator, teaching the masses, getting the general level of this game better is always helpful for the scene. There is some action happening below us. We're gonna get him.
Pretty low.
She is. We went far too far. Okay, we're gonna back up here because we have.
Keep running.
Yeah, we're gonna have dash in 6. Okay, this is gonna be interesting. We need to use a stun, because if he interrupts us, then we're in trouble. Okay,
no, it's fine. We're just killing him.
We got him. That'll work. I'll take that. Screw you, Fountain. You run on their base. Yeah, we got the kills. Chill out, Devils.
What?
You run on their base. Love it. Okay. But, okay. So, from the content stuff, because you also did stuff on State of the Nexus, and you've been on Town Hall repeatedly, and as such, seems to be your favourite shirt.
One of my favourite shirts, definitely.
Indeed. But, we can't gloss over the fact that you are a professional gamer at this game. Like you said, you're in the new HGC season. You qualified automatically, as you were one of the 2 teams that was qualified for BlizzCon. We need to leave. Goodbye. Excuse me, Varian. Don't mind us. But yeah, you qualified with Fnatic as one of the 2 teams who went to BlizzCon. Now,
yeah, correct. Us on Dignitas did qualify with Fnatic as one of the 2 teams.
Yes, sorry.
Thought I'd clarify that one.
Yes, I am just a failure there at talking. So, what do you think of the new season? We discussed this in person a couple times, but I want to know your opinion as a public opinion as to what you think of the new system compared to the old one.
So, I think it's a lot better for many reasons. Now, obviously, I'm pretty loath to lose the lands. Like, lands are one of my favorite parts of esports, and it is a shame to miss them, but obviously it wasn't quite working for Heroes. Last year was not a disaster, but it wasn't great either, and I actually really think that the format for next year is exactly the kind of thing that we need to really take Heroes to the next level, so I'm really excited for it.
Nice. So how much of the qualifiers did you end up watching overall for the actual league? Because obviously you know Fnatic, you know Misfits, you played with and against them for a very long time now, as their rosters have stayed fairly stable. So how much of the qualifiers did you see? What of the other teams have you actually been able to scout out?
So I watched a fair amount of the first qualifier. Unfortunately, the second and the third, I was actually in China for the Gold Club World Championship.
You were, indeed. I was wondering if you got to see any from over there.
So I didn't get to watch almost anything from the second, I'm afraid. But the third I was watching because there was a personal kind of investment for me, being that my good friend Zarmany and, of course, E with Grandpa Cat.
Yeah, E.
Yeah, BKB, of course. They were playing. And as we now know, they were not actually successful in their bid. And to the 6 AM version of me in China's great dismay, they did lose in the final qualifying round in a disappointing 3-0.
Yeah, like a lot of people seemed not surprised that they lost, because they were up against a very, very good team. It could have gone either way, but that was the point. It could have gone either way. Not many people were expecting it to be as one-sided as it was.
Yeah, definitely. I think there was a very weird style of playing that they had. Like,
yeah.
The thing to me that was so weird is that at the time of the third qualifier, there was a world championship going on.
There was.
So surely if you were like a team and like you want to qualify, to me it seemed pretty obvious that the best way to do that would literally just be go on masterleague.net, look at Ballistics' drafts and
steal them
and literally copy paste them. I honestly feel like there would be almost no way not qualify if you did that.
Well, other than practice time, a lot of teams might not have practiced some of the heroes that were used in those drafts.
Yeah, absolutely. I can definitely see that.
We may win this, like right now.
This could be. I think we should back out so we can continue.
Yeah, let's back up.
Let's just
worst
run
comes
away.
to worst, we can do another. losing because it's a 9-minute game. Let's
Alright, well,
run
the
away and let
Immortal's
Dibbles
dead, so I
die.
don't think we can core now.
Yeah, yeah, totally. We definitely can't core. Yeah, because we're just going to let Dibbles die. Then we definitely can't core.
Oh,
and everyone
Oil's
else.
dying as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've played this one well, actually.
We have. We've done it. We've done it.
We've successfully not won the game.
I know. We are good at this. Okay, so let's just move bot and just wreck shop. Also, Dibbles is already back, so yay. We could have probably just ended, but oh well. Oh, okay. I guess we're camping. So which of the teams have you, other than EE, which of the teams did you keep an eye on, and which ones do you think are going to be creditable threats for the next season? That was the question I was going to ask before we got distracted not winning the game.
Well, so obviously, I need to open. Obviously, just like with everyone, we are keeping an eye on QB's determined.
Yeah.
They do seem to be everyone's favorite pick for the kind of 4th place behind the big 3 teams.
I've heard them. I've also heard Diamond Skin. A bit of hype behind them at the moment.
Really?
Yeah.
For me personally, I'm still a subscriber to the theory that for at least the first few weeks, the big 3 will be, you know, the ones that you're looking out for.
Yeah. Misfits, Fnatic, Dignitas.
Exactly. I don't think that so soon into the season anyone else is going to be able to really shine. But I think definitely later on there's a few teams with a lot of talent, like Damascus Boys, for example.
Did you see that freaking Aegis? It was incredible.
Right, and go again.
Okay. Got him. Yeah, just stop it! Stop stunning us! Alright, we're getting him, by the way. He's not getting away.
Obviously, as oh no.
What?
Wait, we have both of them. It's fine. Obviously, there's a lot of talent on Damascus Boys. I think we should run away, Tetcher. I think we've thrown the game.
I think we should. Excuse me, coming through. Bollocks! I've used Molten. This is a problem. No! The hunt! Okay.
Unlucky, honestly.
Yeah.
As I was saying, a lot of talent on Damascus Boys, but I don't think that any of the rosters will really come into fruition, basically, until after the first clash.
Yeah. Which, what do you think of the clashes in general? Like, the fact of you're separating the regions a bit more, but you are overall getting more cross-region play.
So, I think I said this publicly. It was either on Twitter or on Reddit, where I was actually a very big fan of the concept, basically, like, building more, like, inter-region rivalries.
Yeah.
I think that a lot of people forget is that the NA and EU played each other in 2 series this year. One was us against Noventic. Oh wait, no, that's a lie. It's 3 series this year. One was us against Noventic. Another was the then Misfits against Cloud9.
Yep.
And the only other one, which is the only time the first seeds ever played each other, was at BlizzCon. So literally the end of the year. And that's terrible, you know? I think the NA-EU rivalry is actually a huge thing.
Why is
like
your line stuck to the floor?
It was pretty weird, wasn't it?
Yeah.
In like a huge number of other esports, and it was a shame that we didn't have that in Heroes. Obviously, next year we definitely will have that, which is makes it pretty exciting.
Indeed, which is good. It's good. It's gonna be good, like you said, because NA-EU rivalry has been the classic in every esport for a long time. We may die here. Damn it. Never mind. let me rephrase that. They may die here. There we go.
They do.
Yeah.
Oh.
Now we need to find a way to not win the game.
No,
Yeah, let's push bot. Push bot. That's
they
all.
got the immortal.
Oh yeah. There we go. Yeah, let's go solve that.
But there's also an aspect for me, which is my favorite teams to play against are the Asian teams, because they're good at the video game, basically.
Yeah, they are the best.
So again, I am pretty sad that we're going to be missing out on that one.
Yeah, you still you get the clash. You still get the global championships. They're just not as often, I believe.
Yeah, so there's only two. There's obviously the mid-season invitational, and then, as always, there'll be the big one at BlizzCon.
Yeah. So it should be interesting, but like you said, it's a shame not to get to play them as often.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Oh, what are you doing here? Oh shit. Regrets. Excuse
got
me.
a shove.
No, we're good. We're out. We're out. We might not be out. We're not out. We're definitely not out.
Sure round.
Okay. Yeah, that was very aggro. Okay. Yeah, that was my bad there.
Okay, well, we've successfully thrown the game, by the way, so now we need to try hard to bring it back.
I know,
so.
this is good. We've created some action, tension. It's completely intentional. Also, shove is glitched on my screen, so that's good. So that's good to know. So
how's it glitched?
it's just the icon's not really there. There's like a quarter of it, and the rest is missing.
Oh.
Yeah, it's a bit weird. But so overall, so we talked about the main league. Overall, you're a fan. You know your competition, etc. But what about the Open League? Because that is basically allowing a lot more teams to get the chance to play it, and it does have a monetary prize. So which teams and which players, especially because players might make new teams, might make new rosters for the new leagues, new seasons, which ones do you think to look out for? Who might make it into the main HGC league?
I would be very surprised if what's left of EE does not make it into HGC, like after the first phase.
Yep.
I think they were a solid roster before. I think they've got a great chance.
Okay. Oh, hello. Is he actually going for it? Yeah, I didn't kill him. Oh well. This Lunara is so aggro, just in the backline being annoying. So players of EE. And what about just individual players? Which ones do you think, if they can find a good team, will make it through? Outside of EE, because I believe most of them are still trying in one form or another.
Well, so obviously we're still looking at liquids. So there's obviously Poilk, Gad, Shad, Swatbilly. Go look at them as well.
Yeah.
But Open League is actually the thing that I'm most excited for next year because it's something different. It's something that we didn't have last year. It's not just an improvement.
Yeah, you don't have basically these are the top teams. What order are they going to qualify in? It's new talent, new experiences for a lot of people.
Exactly. I think we're actually going to see a lot of new talent like over the course of the next year.
Should be good. I'm also very excited for it. It's probably my favorite thing about the new system.
Yeah, definitely the same here.
So okay, so let's move back to BlizzCon a bit because we talked about it. I'm not going to try and dwell on it too much because we probably talked a lot about it already. But Dignitas did end up boot camping in Korea as opposed to in Europe. How is that experience compared to either playing at home or boot camping in Europe like you have done for the previous regionals?
So it's pretty insane, obviously. I think, like, pretty much for any global, if our goal is to win it, and if any team's goal is to win it, then boot camping in Korea is what needs to happen.
There's a Tyrande attempting to sneak away. Diablo's found her.
Oh, wait, Tetcher, this could be bad. We might win the game.
I think that's fine at this point, but it's pushing
well,
bot.
18 minutes, we've doubled the game length.
We have doubled the game length, and we really want to hit 20 though. So let's see if we can attempt to throw even more. This isn't what we usually do in this show, by the way. Like I said, we have no scripts, but Bakery wants to try a thing. So we
there's something very interesting, actually.
Yes.
Yeah,
so
I think it's time to split push and top lane.
Yeah, I agree. See you later, nerds. They don't have Tyrande though, so it's still going to be a 4 versus 3 plus Immortal. So hopefully
I think we get keep this way, but we don't court, which is perfect.
Hopefully, that's the objective. That will bring us nearer to 20 as well. So like you said, you think that most teams should boot camp in Korea or at least in Asia to get to the level of globalness if they are playing in a global region.
If their goal is to win, which fans usually don't like to hear this, but every team's goal should not be to win, like a global tournament.
That might die.
That's not how things work. So if your goal is to win the tournament, then you definitely should like try and boot camp at least in Asia, and Korea is the ideal.
Yeah, that is fair enough. So what is the life experience there compared to boot camping in Europe? Because you're playing together with your team, which mostly you play with online. You have boot camped in Europe, so what does the difference feel like in terms of just being there, living there?
It's pretty intense, obviously. Just the way that the Korean teams practice, is really different. So, oh, by the way, Tetcher were 20, I think. I think we're 20. I think we can try and
we'll go do that.
Try and maybe.
Let's see if we can sneak. They're going to defend that, so I'm going to go via bot lane.
Yeah, I think it's probably best.
There's Uno.
Right, but yeah, it's pretty insane that just the Korean like training schedule. But it actually suits me better.
Excuse me, coming through. They are going pretty ham on me here. I hope you know what you're doing. Pew pew pew. Okay, go nuts, mate. Neat. Can you actually do it?
I don't know.
No! You fool!
No,
You fool! Okay, let's do that again.
As you can see,
yeah, that's quite effective.
Sugar very good at backdooring.
Okay, let's do that again. Neat. Okay.
Yeah,
cool.
Varian Varian actually saved the game by tanking our my ultimate, sadly.
He did. Oh, Trainer, please.
Oh no.
Are we gonna lose this game? No, even if they kill us and get the immortal, we're still going in. Is Ariel going
we can
for it?
just run back again.
Ariel and Dibbles are going. Round 2. Okay, so let's try and ask some questions while we watch our team fail to backdoor. Sorry, I'm still a bit ill. Oh god, that's the worst timing. Kill him at least. Kill him.
No, they can't kill him. It's Illidan.
Where's his team? Why aren't they helping him?
They're on Immortal, actually.
I guess they are, yeah.
Right.
Okay, so in general, what is your... So in terms of becoming a pro gamer, how has your experience been in terms of building up from a hobby to a career? Like, how has your family been supportive? What has been the staging up for you been like?
Right, so at first, my family definitely weren't the biggest fans because I was actually in school at the time. I ended up dropping out.
I'm just gonna kill him.
Specifically for esports.
Oh god, he saw us.
He saw us.
Yeah, and he's not gonna do anything about it.
Oh,
okay. All right.
Oh no, Mjolnir's hovering around as well.
He has to know. They have to know.
Yeah,
what?
Yeah,
He saw us! He saw us,
no,
though!
Go.
Okay, sure, fine. Hey, we're gonna kill her as well. Fuck it. There we go, she's dead.
Nice.
Okay, I'm just gonna walk up there. Oh my god, Varian, please. Okay, you're in the game now. Sweet. So you oh my god, he's blocking it! Oh, outplayed! Can you do it? Yes! Maybe. Well, I'll be damned.
God damn it!
That was really well played. They blocked them all.
We didn't get to the core in time, I guess. Anyway, that gives us more time to talk.
I know. There's no way they can win this. If they win this, I'll be astounded at this point. We killed 3 people doing that.
That was a worth trade, actually.
No, that was good. Okay. Oh, there goes Rainer and Ariel. Round 4.
So yeah, at first I was actually a student, and I ended up dropping out for esports. So yeah, they weren't the biggest fans. But okay, thank God we did it. But we actually like I was actually able to convince them over the course of many documentaries and videos about esports.
Okay.
A great one would actually be the Heroes of the Dorm documentary. That would do a great job.
Heroes of the Dorm one was good. Was there were there any others? Because I know in terms of teaching friends about it, like I know it's outside of Heroes stuff in general, but free to play was very good, just about raising the scene as a whole, basically.
Yeah, definitely. I think the best one for me at the time was actually it was season 3 or season 4 Worlds for League of Legends.
That was a good one.
They had like they were following I think 4 different players from all over the world, and that was the big one for me that I finally was able to convince them with. Yeah, and from that point they've been really quite insanely supportive. Like they watch all the games and they're always texting me about like how we're doing and stuff like that. So
Yeah,
yeah, it's really really good.
indeed. So I wanted to ask you about your teammates in general because you built the team very slowly, but you've also been one of the teams that has still managed to stay consistently at the top while consistently changing probably the most players.
Yeah, I'd say that's fair, definitely.
Yep. So the stable has for a while now been mostly you and Snitch. I think are the two who stayed together the longest. Then
Yeah, so
adding
me and
in
Sniz have been together for over 2 years now.
yeah, like I
Um,
think you went to play with Snitch directly after you were playing with like me and Phil from Twitch, or at least I was coaching at the time. I
yeah,
think it was
exactly.
directly after that.
Yeah, exactly. Straight after Best Heroes Team Kappa,
That was the one.
straight into a team of Snitch. So, and we've been there ever since. So it might even be up to 3 years now.
Yeah. So went from them, and then how did gathering in the rest of the team go from that order? Because like I said, you've changed a lot of people. Like you played with a Thero and then didn't. You
And then
played
did.
and then did again. You played with ADRD, got all the way to the finals, and then didn't play with him anymore. You've had Alex the Prodigy. You've had a lot of different players.
Yeah, definitely. I think so I'll talk mainly about this year. So obviously we
Yeah.
signed Jay first.
Yep.
And then we signed Manny and Wubby
Mhm.
for the spring season. Um, I think that was honestly the strongest lineup that we had, but we had the issue that our goals as a team did not align with each other. And so to better achieve everyone's goals, we thought it would be best to go our separate ways. And so that's when we got Alex in,
Yep.
after spring season with Wubby. We played most of the summer with Alex, and then of course the two full regionals. But Alex actually then also decided that his goals didn't align with the team. He had a lot of issues dealing with the pressure, obviously.
Yeah. He also wanted
Of
to do studying, which is why another reason why this current format is so good, because he's currently got a fairly sustainable income at least for a season, which allows him to study as well.
Yeah, exactly. It's really helpful, and obviously he initially retired, but then obviously went on to join Damascus Boys on the part-time basis.
Mhm.
And then now we're playing with Athera, who he played for, who played for us at BlizzCon and of course Gold Global World Championship. So it's kind of it's a continual progression to try and find that fifth member that fits our goals.
Yeah, and right now that player is Athera, which is also nice because 3 UK players and 2 French players. It's a. I was about to make a joke, but the word it was a. I can't remember what it was. It was. What was the name for like the Triple Alliance or something like that? It had a French name, and I can't remember what it was called.
Yeah, I
Um,
do know what you mean, but I also don't remember.
yeah,
So I'm afraid I can't
but
help
also
you
there's
out.
only 2 countries, so I've completely screwed that up, haven't I?
Ah,
But yeah,
well, let's just
yeah,
move on like nothing
moving
happened.
on. But yeah, you all are speaking English despite Maynard every time anyone asks to talk to him, saying he has terrible English. But
Yeah, Mene and Jay both think they have bad English. They actually don't. It's
yeah, it's
actually very
great.
good. So,
The fact is, I hate when people. I've said this before. I hate when people apologize to me for having bad English. Fool, you are speaking a second language. I can't speak your language. No one in England can speak your language because we're all too lazy to learn another one. You can't complain about speaking my language bad in my language because the fact you can do that is already better than I can do. That it irritates me a little because they're far more talented. Then they're just like, oh, I'm sorry, I'm only a little bit more talented than you. But yeah, but you all communicate in English. So for 2 of the players, it's second language, but for 3 of you, it's a first language. So what is the difference between, say, having a a more English lineup nowadays than back in the day where it used to just be you and Stitch at times.
I don't think it changes that much, for me personally, because obviously, me and Snitch remained like close friends with Ethereum, so we still spoke to him all the
Yeah,
time. So there was still that jokey aspect, and when you're like really practicing hard, there's not a huge amount of room, um, for that kind of humor. So that comes very much outside of our practice anyway. So there's not a huge difference there, but it's definitely welcome. It's always nice to be able to play with close friends.
yeah. And you mentioned you were friends with Vera even when he was outside the team. So I'm going to ask like last couple questions here because we're already over 30 minutes on this one, mostly due to panic and complete failures on my part playing the Cho, which is the fun part. But outside of the team, who would you say your current best friends in the scene are?
Oh, that's a tough one. I'm probably gonna go with Zarmony and Gad.
Okay. That's a bit polarizing because they both have very different attitudes.
Yeah, definitely. I
Yeah.
think that's part of what makes it such a fun friend group to be around.
Yeah.
Especially when Hell's Kitchen goes on Sync YouTube.
Oh, is that a thing you guys do?
I cannot confirm or deny.
Okay, because I cannot confirm or deny that I want in, because Hell's Kitchen is the best.
Currently watching season 15.
Okay.
We're about I think 10 episodes in. We're
You mean
also
you would be 10 episodes in if you were totally doing
oh,
that?
if we were watching it exactly, but I'm afraid we're not. And if we were watching it as well, we would actually be live following season 16, which
Yes, so
actually
wouldn't spoil
has
it.
a double episode playing while we are actually together in person.
Oh, so you'll want to watch that as well.
So we may or may not be watching that in person.
Okay. That does sound potentially very fun if it was a thing. So, okay, yeah, huge fan of those kinds of shows. It's just funny in general. And so like I said, last couple of questions. So on the opposite ends of the spectrum, outside of people like Calder and Kalaris, because I know you guys have. I don't even need to explain this word to you because you're English. You have banter quite a bit. But who else in the scene do you think you can really have a good back and forth with on Twitter or something like that, or in person?
I think Cattle really does get the memes.
He seems like I haven't met him in person because I
I
haven't been
think
to
it's because
the
he's
cross regionals.
European, honestly.
He is, isn't he? Yeah.
Yeah. He's definitely not from America. And I'd say a lot of the old C9 team as well. Like they're pretty funny guys. Good to hang out with.
Indeed. Then there's obviously Dread.
Oh
And
yeah,
basically every
and
single
Ben.
time you either every single time I see you two in the same room, you're either arguing, agreeing enthusiastically with each other, or having a bit of a back and forth, which is always fun to watch. Like it's always one of those three.
Yeah, I'm pretty friendly with Ben. It's a great
I
time.
think everyone is. Dread is the person I've seen insult the most people in a jokey way, and them still really get on with him. Everyone understands that Dread jokes in that way.
Yeah, definitely.
Indeed. So final question. You're one of the few players uh, in the scene at the moment to have got their hands on personal sponsorship. So would you like to explain that and how it helps you in general?
Yeah, so I'm actually sponsored by the community site Heroes Hearth, which is basically kind of like a social network for Heroes of the Storm. It's uh, stuff all about Heroes of the Storm, basically, posted all by the community. So we have stuff like blogs, we have like builds, we have like talent calculators, there's groups, there's a lot of like events you can set up on there, and you can just talk to people about heroes, which is my favorite thing to do. Um, the way that this helps me is that it means that I don't have to go out of my way to look for money, and um I don't have to put winning behind anything. Because for me, all I want to do is be the best that I can at the video game. And having a personal sponsorship like that allows me to focus almost entirely on winning, and I'm really thankful for that.
Yeah, it's a fun way to build a community for you as well. I literally saw today I had a pokey at the website. Like I've been on it a couple of days now, as I only just noticed it had reopened from its old persona basically, and had a look at that and saw your Rhaegar guide where it was like it has finally happened. Bloodlust is my number one go-to talent.
Yeah.
But yeah, people seem to really be getting behind that, so definitely working for you. You've already built a huge community around yourself, but that's a good place to focus it, really.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, so an expansion on that. Where else can people find you?
So obviously, as we mentioned earlier in the show, I am trying very hard to level up my YouTube, produce a lot of community content over there. So if you want to find me, that's youtube.com/TheNewYorkBakery. You can find everything I do related to tournaments or my own personal endeavors on my Twitter. I'm on there pretty much 24 hours a day, unless I'm not sleeping. So you can find me it's at Bakery Heroes on Twitter. Obviously, as I mentioned before, you can always find me on Heroes Hearth. So that's just heroeshearth.com. Fun thing, if you Google Heroes Hearth, then the top result is my page.
I saw that. That amused me no end.
You have
the
no
official
issues
website.
finding me there. And then, yeah, I thank you to, obviously, my team, Team Dignitas. They're really great to us, and with the 76ers coming in as well as the parent company, it's promising to be an exciting 2017. And finally, Tetcher, thanks to you for having me on the show.
Well, thank you. You're the first person to do that. I lie, everyone has. So, thank you all very much for watching once again. And once again, we are going to be giving away a skin and hero code for the viewers of this. Code for today, if you are subscribed to this channel, leave in the comment section below the phrase I am James Baker or I'm James Baker. I'll search for all of it. You can add space, you can put it as one word. I'll search for all of it, but I'll be picking someone at random to win a Candy King Muradin code, but you will have to be subscribed to the channel. So once again, the phrase is I'm James Baker or I am James Baker. So once again, everyone, thank you all very much for watching. I have been James Baker, this has been James Baker, and I will see you all next time.